That would be great. Estrelita?
She got it.
All right, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to the Hancock Park Referral Network here for, the Hancock Park market update for Tuesday, March 9th here with Coldwell Banker. I'm going to start today with a look at the number of listings on the market, and we have some very good news. I believe we were down to 52 listings last week, and now we are up to 60 listings, which is still very low, and probably the second lowest number. Couple 3-4 weeks ago we had it at 62 or something like that, had trended down from 65. Before that it was 70 and 75, so it's definitely gone down. But now we have seen the first uptick of 8 new listings in 1 week. Very, very good news for our business, considering the fact that we are transaction based. So let's look at the number in escrow currently, which is 42, and that is also a very good number. I think, at the height of the COVID craziness, we were looking at somewhere around 47. So at 42, that's a good number. And let's look at the number of new escrows in the last week. 6 new escrows. And of those, one of them is $4.5 million. Another is $3 million, although it is quite far south as far as, maybe a little bit out of our area, south of Olympic. Okay, and then let's look at the number of sales in the last 7 days compared to last week's numbers. And we are at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 listings, which is about what we had last week sell. And among those, the highest sale was $2.6 million. Over that, we had 3 in Larchmont and 1 in Hancock, Little Hancock Park, in the the mid to high 2s, which is, that's base level. That's break-in level for the area. So you would expect those things to go. But 1 at 2.6 south of Wilshire in looks like I think that is, what is that, Windsor Village. Okay. Now, why don't we, since we're here, let's look at these 5 sales. Should be able to get through this number pretty quickly. The highest one being listed at $2.399, sold right away for $2.55. That's a good $151,000 over asking. That must have been quite fun for the listing agent. Let's take a look at the details. That particular house was 842 South Muirfield, listed by Amy Davis and Ernie Carswell of Douglas Elliman. 3 beds, 3 baths, 3,260 square foot house. So pretty big house, 7,800 square foot lot. Not a bad size lot. That's $2.55 million closed in 11 days. It was on the market 11 days. That's $781 a square foot. This, by the way, is on Muirfield. So this is going to be Brookside, which is a very busy street. I can tell you, having sold there on Muirfield, very busy street at rush hour. Probably not something people are noticing right now due to COVID, but there may be, hopefully they know they're going to be in a little bit of a surprise because
remember that was on the market before with DZ Penner.
Okay, thank you. Was that a full 6 months it was on the market?
I'm trying to look it up real quick.
I can look it up for you. Very pretty house as far as classy looking. Look at that interior courtyard.
It was on last spring and summer.
Interesting. So it didn't work out the first time. And in the summer, I guess that was not just after the summer, it started getting super, super hot. I guess even part of the summer.
Well, interest rates went down, right?
Yeah. So here we are. That got 2.55, big number in Brookside. Next, 575 North Arden. This was a very pretty house that I remember. Greg Harris was the listing agent, a good friend of mine. 3 beds, 3 baths, 2,000 square foot house. Sold it. He had 60 showings, 20-minute intervals, back to back to back to back. That's how many people he showed privately this house, and was listed at 1,895, sold for 1,895. I would have, maybe it went higher. I don't know, but I would have thought it got more. 7,169 square foot lot, almost $950 a square foot. Again, 1.895. And this is Larchmont Village. It's at the top end of Larchmont Village, which is, it's very close to commercial on the Melrose, and it's also pretty busy in that section. But the house itself is a real showpiece. Look at that. A lot of wood, original floors.
That would be backing up to some kind of apartment.
You are right. That is, let's see, it looks like that's from the backyard. It's probably, let's see, I sold 571 North Arden, so this is right next door. And so it's literally backing up to it's got but where is it in the photo? I don't see it in this photo.
Nice yard, yeah.
Maybe they hid it somewhere. But you're right. People can definitely look down into your backyard. And little side note, having sold 571 North Arden, they occasionally would have trash that would be thrown out of some of the high top story windows of the apartment building and land in their backyard. So not ideal location for sure. Busy street. So that's a good sale. That makes a lot of sense why it sold for that price.
Remember 2 years ago it was an expired.
Okay. I do not remember that. Thank you for that, Ann.
Yeah, it was it sold in 2009 for $850, and then it was totally redone by these people.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that's why it looks the way it does.
Yeah, I really like it, but I wouldn't buy it, right? Because of that location. That's just not a great.
It doesn't back up to a really big building. That I remember.
No, actually. Okay. Interesting. So it must be on the south side.
No, it's still on the west side of the street, but it's closer to Clinton. And so it's not behind like the Ravenswood.
Okay.
Or it could be behind a parking lot.
Yeah, I'm going to look because having 571, 575 is going to be north of that. Does it give me the, it's not going to give me.
Sorry.
It's going to give me the map for some reason. All right, let's go back. Next, 1155 South Rimpaw. This is down in Brookside. No, it's south of Brookside, sort of out of area, but got a big price. 4 beds, 4 baths. I think we would call this Longwood Highland. It's just south of LA High on Rimpaw, so you're going to have a lot of walk-by high school traffic. And I believe the parking lot is across the street or something like that. It's pretty close. 4 beds, 4 baths, 2,600 square feet, 7,300 square foot lot listed by Rachel C., very busy agent down there. $678 a square foot, which is pretty good. $1,765,000. That's a pretty good number for that location. I have to say they did a good job on that. Let's take a look at it. The outside is nothing, super amazing. That looks like there's an add-on to the side of it, which is, no, it just looks like it's close to the other house. Little 2-story unit in the back. 2,600 square feet, I would imagine, considering what the size of this looks like, is probably including an ADU in the back. Square footage for the ADU. Let's see what it says. Upstairs ADU is 400 square feet. So the house is probably 2,200 square feet. Big lot. Again, marginal location. Here's 638 North Las Palmas. This is very close to Melrose. 2 beds, 2 baths, 1,400 square feet in Hancock, Little Hancock Park, west of the golf course. Sold for $1.6 million. That's a 6,300 lot. That's $1,113 a square foot, which is very nice and juicy. But at $1.6 million in Hancock Park, in Little Hancock Park, that is a bottom of the barrel price. So maybe that's listed by Angelina Kirkpatrick of Laguna Realty Network. Are you kidding me? 949 area code. Hey, I'd like you to do a showing for me. That must have been interesting. Drive all the way up here for that. She must have had help. House looks cute. So I'm guessing that I mean, why would someone hire someone in Laguna Beach for their listing here? I don't know. I'm sorry to rant on that, but that just sounds insane.
Probably a relative.
Yeah, a family or a friend.
But why? Is it why, how does that
Erik,
your sale?
There are also some people who are not making much money, and under normal times they would refer it, but they're driving because they need to make the money.
Yeah. Fair enough. Still, it's not good for the seller in my book. The client is not served by that.
I agree.
But we can have our opinions on that. So, it's pretty close to Melrose. It looks like it was in really good shape. And so, how close are we here? Oh, it's not even coming up right, man. The map function is just not great on the MLS. And this has been an ongoing problem with them. I don't know what to say. We've told them about it. 423 North Irving Boulevard, 3 beds, 2 baths, 1,900 square feet, tiny lot, 5,000 square feet, 1,565,000. If you guys could please turn off I can hear typing going on. Mute yourself. Jeremiah Eden is the listing agent. Haven't heard that name recently. And they got $812 a square foot. 423 North Irving is going to be in Larchmont Village, and pretty far up Beverly, so it should be pretty quiet. Looks very nice. 1,900 square feet. So they got they got under 1,000 a foot. Got a little loft upstairs. So clearly recently done. Got $812 a square foot, which makes sense in that neighborhood. 1.565 is very, price point wise, very good. All right, let's go back and see the recently listed. This is the last 7 days. Wow, 10 new listings. Incredible, folks. This is big news. It was starting to look a little bleak there. And now we are 10 listings. That's one every, what is that? 3/4 day. Another one is coming up. And we have both 800,000 going all the way up to 7 million. Quite a range. And looks like a lot in between, mostly under 2 million, which is the hot area. So let's take a look, starting with, hold on a second, agent detail. Let's look at the first one, 440 South June. This is, first time I saw this come up, I thought it was Jenna Cooper because of that umbrella. And I'm like, oh, I wonder if that came back on the market. No, it's a different one that Jenna Cooper has listed of an umbrella. So I thought to myself, maybe she did have a lot of success with that last listing.
I thought the same thing.
Yeah, so maybe it's like a thing now. Like she's not going to mess with that. She had really good results on that other one. 4 beds, 5 baths, 5,800 square foot house. with an 18,000 lot. This is going to be at 440 South June. This is going to be in, you know, the primo part of Hancock Park. $6,995,000. That's $1,200 a square foot. Now this house is the one, and is this not the house that sold off market last year to a couple from New York who bought it without looking at it? Remember? Are you there?
By the way, how many houses?
Yeah, it may have. I'm looking it up just to.
How many houses is this from the corner?
I think it is the corner.
No, I don't think so.
It's not. It's going to be middle of the block. Or
I'm not sure it's a middle. It might be the second or third house. No, from 6th Street.
let me see.
I don't think it's the middle.
I'm just doing a little research here. Andrew and Douglas Lenore are the owners, and who was the previous owner? Was it Bernstein? I could look this up.
It's Larkin. It was sold in 06 for $4 million. Oh, that was resold in 13 to Andrew and Douglas Lenore, or sorry, Andrew and Lenore Douglas bought it in 13 for $3.4.
Okay, so this is not the one I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Can you see where it is? How many houses from 6th?
Yep, just a sec. Well, yeah, it's 3 houses from 6th, which is okay, but definitely you're going to hear traffic there. $7 million. And you're pretty close to the middle school, so you will have some walk-by traffic. All right, next one. 824 South Citrus. This is in, what do we call this? Sycamore Square, south of Wilshire. Anybody know who's making that noise? If you could, mute yourself. 5 beds, 6 baths, almost 5,000 square foot lot. This is going to be a new house built in 2018 with a 7,500 square foot lot just west of Highland in Sycamore Square. I believe it's called $3,995,000 with $810 a square foot. That's quite a price in that location. Just going to see. Did somebody tell me there's a way that I can mute? I don't know how to do that, unfortunately. Where was I?
Kathy. Is it Kathy?
Is it me? Sorry.
I love it. Okay. This is this is the house, 4,000 square feet. They're asking, I'm sorry, 5,000 square feet, asking $4 million in Sycamore Square. That is a big number for south of Wilshire, west of Highland. Certainly not a common number, and not normally considered Hancock Park, but I guess it's close enough to Brookside. Looks really nice. It's nice to see one that's not like full on crazy modern, like some of those all glass, even though it is very square. Little pool in the back. A nice little deck up front. So, okay. That's $810 a square foot for a brand new house. Citrus is a nice street right there. You can easily walk to restaurants and other things. Next, 510 North Bronson. This is 4 beds, 4 baths, 3,100 square feet with a tiny 4,100 square foot lot listed by Bruce Walker, and that is $2.2 million. That's under $700 a square foot. Bronson is not the most, I would say this is the last street of Larchmont, basically, Larchmont Village. And says it's a new house. Clearly, it was built to somebody's taste, not to general market taste. Got some interesting wood, or maybe those are ceramic floors. Let's get to the backyard here. Okay. So a little bit of a back, not much of a back space, which one would expect with a 4,100 square foot lot. I think he said new construction. Yeah, built in 2020. Isn't that interesting, folks? This house, somebody chose to build this in 2020. This is not a traditional look by any stretch. Would anyone disagree? I mean, this is not, if you're building, I don't know who would advise you to build that look. I don't think that's necessarily going to help anybody. This looks like something that would be great in Anaheim. That's interesting.
Get down, brother.
What's that?
I said, get down, brother.
Interesting. I don't know. The curb appeal is not there in my book, but it is, 2020. And they chose that design. This is not a local builder, that's for sure.
No.
This is not a local person who gets the local market. I wish them well. And $2.2 million is not a terrible price for a brand new house, but still, they could have done a lot more and gotten a lot higher impact. I think a lot of people are going to look at that house and say next, and not even come see it, even if they're in the market for something like that. Not to be brutally honest, but that's my opinion. 890 South Bronson Avenue. This is in, this is sort of country club area. 4 beds, 3 baths, 3,300 square foot house, so pretty big. 6,800 square foot lot for $2,050,000 by Elizabeth Donovan, West Side Estate Agency. $2,050,000, $619 square foot.
That was on about a year and a half ago, was leased.
Okay.
It's a good house.
Yeah, 3,300 square foot, 2 stories, $2,050,000. Now, if you guys are advising your client on what to price something, are you going to suggest $2,050,000? Wouldn't you suggest $1,995 and just, hope to blow it out? The seller picked that number. Not the greatest marketing number, but I guess, $2 million is not a small number in that neighborhood. So I would do 1,995 over that, but
Agreed.
wish them luck. 156 South Arden Boulevard. This is Larchmont Village again. I'm sorry. Larchmont Village, but it's sort of the west of Larchmont area, west of the commercial area, as opposed to north of Beverly. 3 beds, 2 baths, 1,859 square feet, 7,000 lot, big lot, listed by Lisa Hutchins. Congrats. And that's just under $2 million. That's $1,075. And I think we already looked at this one, didn't we? We looked at it last week, so maybe this is coming up. It's like the same day type of thing. Yeah, we definitely saw this guy. So still on the market. Let's see, is it 7 days on market? Yeah, 7 days. So this came in up in our search 7 days ago. All right, 4,700 and $2 million for a cute house on Arden. You can walk to. I sold 116 South Arden up the street. Excellent location in my book. Would prefer to be on Lucerne, but it's a great location for being able to access Larchmont Village without even having to get on your bicycle or whatever it is you travel in. You can just walk or whatever it is you travel with. 4713 Wilshire. This is going to be a townhouse, it looks like, or a condo. Elijah Shin is the agent, and it is in It's right on Wilshire. Oh, it's the Sevens. This is one of the townhouses at the Sevens. Looks like it might have been on the market before, sold before, and then now they're selling again. With the client as opposed to the developer. Let's see if we have a. Nope, that's not what I wanted. It's not giving me anything. So 2,400 square feet. Is if these guys are 3 stories with usually a garage in the back and a rooftop deck. Is that right? $1.8 million. Wow. Right on Wilshire. Pretty quiet inside, so you can see traffic if you're kind of a busy traffic kind of person, like to see a lot of movement in front of you. $740 a square foot, boy. And the lot size, I mean, well, there's not really a lot size. 1179 South Victoria. This is going to be in south of Olympic, west of Crenshaw, on the other side of Country Club. 4 beds, 3 baths, 2,800 square feet. So it's a nice size house, 8,500 square foot lot, nice lot, listed by Nick Mercado. And the list, so $633 a square foot, $1.8 million. This is a 1930 house, so it is historic, and it's a nice street. Very nice street with a lot of historic homes. It's like things have been upgraded, but it's definitely the owner's furniture. A little bit dated for that. I would have recommended staging in this case because the house itself looks really good. Just the furniture kind of doesn't help it. Kind of maybe takes it away a little bit. Cool old tile. A lot of historic details. I mean, I know $1.8 million is a lot of money, but you're getting a lot of house for this. Big lot. That's, I think, the best feature, 8,500 square feet. And it's a nice street. All right, 245 North Gramercy Place. It's listed by Sunhee Kilmer. I've heard of her, Masters Realty Group. And this is a townhouse, 1.55 million, 3 beds, 3 bath, 1,800 square feet, 6,800 square foot lot. Interesting. Is it a townhouse? Prime development opportunity. Oh, okay. So this is going to be a piece of land. Is that right? To build multifamily residence, highly desired Hancock Park, R3 zoning. Let's take a look at these pictures. This is a rendering, obviously. So currently a house, and it's very close to a busy street. So that's land value right there, 1.55. That sounds a little bit on the high side. Anybody disagree? Of course, the house itself also, I mean, it's a standing house, move-in ready. So maybe it is worth that if you're considering the house. I don't necessarily call it a development opportunity if the house part of it is worth more than the land part of it. But okay. 1289 South Lucerne, just north of Pico in Windsor Village. Lucerne is this is going to be pretty close to Pico. No, this isn't Windsor Village. This is way south of there, just north of Victoria Circle, Victoria Park. 3 bed, 2 bath, 1,700 square feet, 6,100 lot, 1.15 million. That's 647 a square foot. That's a big number for that, especially as close as it is to Pico. Jeremiah Vankins of Compass is the agent. This is very close to Busy Street. It looks like a very cute Craftsman, all redone. 1.15 is probably a price point that will not be pushing anyone away. So, you know, you can buy a townhouse or you can buy this. So that's pretty cool. It looks like it's in great shape. So he'll probably get close to that. 1010 South Bronson is right. Probably I would call that in Country Club, John Matukas of EXP Realty, only $800,000. 3-bed, 1-bath, 1,500 square feet, 6160 lot. That's only $516 a square foot, $800,000. Are we going to get more than one photo? No. So this is not the best condition, but I am going to note this one. Where is this located again? Okay, so it's not, it's maybe a little close to, yeah, it's the next house to the Olympic corner. It's probably some sort of strip mall right there. So not a great location for a builder to build. 6,100 lot. So, okay. $800,000. You're literally living next to a strip mall, but where can you get something for $800,000? All right. Look, is that everything for the actives? Let's see. Yep, that's it for the actives. So let's go and look at the recent pendings. Pending last 7 days. And under contract last 7 days. Six listings had changes in escrow, and probably 5 of those are new. Then there's a pending at the bottom that probably was originally looking for backup. All right, so, but we do have a new pending at of a big one. Let's take a look. This is 330 South Irving, and as I understand it, I'm not sure who has the buyer, but might be one of our folks, which would be awesome. 5 beds, 4 baths, 6,000 square feet. I'm a huge fan of this house, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you how much. I think I said this before. When I was selling my car, I parked it out in front of this house so that this house could be the background. Okay. So, I picked the background and it was this. So I love this house. It took a lot longer to sell. It was listed before than I would have expected. I would thought that just flies off the shelf. Irving is a good street. Maybe it backs up to something that somebody didn't want. I don't know.
Oh,
But it's a beautiful house. 5 beds, 4 baths, 6,000. Somebody's going to be very happy. Talk about you have a party. People are just going to be oohing and awing, and they're going to want a whole walkthrough. And that was listed at $4.5 million. What a bargain. 16,939 square feet. I mean, lot. I know that the house has a probably 2,000-ish square foot house in the back, so it's not as big as 6,000 square feet. But look at this. Come on, 4.5 million. I mean, look what other people are paying with 4.5. You can't get this.
That's astounding.
You just can't get this. I mean, maybe it needs a little work in the bathrooms, but wow, I don't get it. Ann, are you there? I mean,
Well, all I'm thinking of is the house across the street where I grew up, the 100 North, the Property Brothers had. And I think it was total 5,500 square feet. They added some square footage on it, but it has no backyard. It has that side yard to the north that was added to the deal. And I think it was listed at 6.7 and went for something over 6 million.
well, yeah, I mean, what stopped this guy from selling?
Yeah.
If it had been me, I'm sad to say I would have overpriced this thing big time, because I would have just assumed somebody's going to fall on their knees when they walk in the foyer, and especially if you're at 5,900 square feet total. I know that's not just the house, but I would have just said $1,000 a square foot. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
$6 million. I'll sell it tomorrow. And then it didn't sell. So I don't know what.
In the 900s, yeah.
What's that?
I was just saying, $1,000, but conservatively, even in the 900s for sure.
Yeah, amazing. Somebody got a deal.
Well, Erik, it does back up to Norton with some rentals. Looks like rental properties.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean that there is that. True. Let me
Yeah.
look at the aerial here. But I mean, it's not backing up against an apartment building. It's backing up against two small houses. I wouldn't, I agree that will impact the price, but I mean, 4.5 million. I feel like that somebody got a steal. Oops.
Yeah.
Hey, Erik, I gotta go. Thank you very much for doing it today.
Of course. Thank you, Bob. Appreciate your input.
Take care. You bet.
All right, that's number one. Number two is 1129 1129 Keniston. This is going to also be south of Olympic. So Longwood Highland neighborhood, a lot of duplexes, a lot of tenants living up and down these streets. 5 beds, 6 baths, 5,400 square feet. I've sold a house there on Hudson South, the issue for a buyer here is that you are surrounded by people who don't own their house, which is not great for your general lifestyle. You want to know your neighbors who are permanent and who are married to the community. That's not the case in this neighborhood. But they're asking $3 million and 5,400 square foot. This is a big house built in 2016, 7,000 square foot lot. That's only $545 a square foot, but $3 million in this neighborhood is a big number, and yet they got it. If not close, if not full price, they got close. So maybe the very, surrounding this micro surroundings are single family homes. Not sure, but again, $3 million for one of these big houses. I guess it is 5,400 square feet. That is a very big single family home that is built new. That is doable down there because they do not have I believe or maybe this was 2016. So maybe back then they did not have the rules about, how much square footage you could put percentage wise on your lot. So you're not going to find a 5,400 square foot newish house being built today on a 7,000 square foot lot. Next, 138 North Wilton, 4 bed, 4 bath, 3,200 square feet, 6,600 lot. That's $689 a square foot for $2.235 million. I think we looked at this last week as well. So it went right into escrow. Joseph Devaren is the listing agent of Sotheby's, and cute house, historic. It's got a nice, it's got a nice, what do you call it, fencing, or they basically can use the front yard because it's closed off with ficus trees. Looks very nice. Looks like they've opened up the ceilings. 3,200 square feet for 2.235. I'm sorry I didn't say where this is. This is going to be basically in, I guess you could just call it. What would you call Wilton? Would you call it Hancock Park? Would you call? It's not Windsor Square.
Windsor Square.
We'd call it Windsor Square, even though Wilton, it's on Wilton.
Kind of.
2.235 is a pretty nice number, but you're going to be on a busy street.
Yeah.
Next, 516 North Mansfield. This is a very good location. 3 bed, 3 bath, 2,000 square feet, 4,800 lot. There's the rub. We talked about this last week. Cecile pointed out that it was 4,800 square feet, so not a great lot, but great house listed by Jennifer Eckert. And obviously, 13 days on market, went right into escrow after we talked about it. So again, a great location. Let's take a look at it. 1.8 million in a great location. That's an all day kind of conversation with buyers. They're going to want that. A lot of these are not in great locations, and they're asking that or more. And I think location, location, location. So that's the first thing to consider. Very cute. I wouldn't be surprised if they're getting over the 1789. We'll see how that ends up. 517 North Arden. So this is the same block as that other house that we talked about that was sold by Greg Harris, the one that was maybe backing up to something. I think it was 575 North Arden, which just closed. This is right down the same street on the same side of the street, which backs up to Rossmore, and you're going to have, probably apartment buildings sort of in the background. Definitely when you're in your backyard, you're going to be seeing that. Listing agent Lauren Ravitz of Berkshire Hathaway. 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,577 square feet, 7,165 lot. So a nice size lot. 1.7 million. That's a juicy price. However, that's over $1,000 a square foot, 1,074. And sometimes we can see that apartment building in the back, but it doesn't look like there's one right behind it. Cute. They've kept the historic floors, but looks remodeled. That's the garage, which has been converted a little bit. So very cute. And that is at a price of $1,695. Wouldn't be surprised if that went. Although the other house that Greg had was quite a bit bigger, 2-story, and that one sold for $1,895, only $200,000 more. So maybe this is the right price. 946 South Highland, listed by Sherry Beanstalk, and this is right. So this is going to be east, basically West Brookside, really close to. So you got Highland in front of you, and you've got Olympic to the side. So it's going to be a very loud. That is a very loud intersection with traffic on it all the time. Any time of day, there's a backup right there on Highland. So that one just went pending, so that's a done deal. 3-bed, 3-bath, 2,000 square feet, 7,000 square foot lot, $857 a square foot. So that's definitely a marginal location, but looks like they got their number. Just wondering, is that the person? No, it's not. So it looks like it's in great shape. 1,700,000. That's a good number. That's a good number for that location. We'll see what it ultimately went out at. 1,715 was the list price. But that is not an easy number to get in that location. Let's see who the owner is. Michael and Catherine Hoagland. Okay, so that's a good sale right there. So we've seen some a lot of marginal locations going into escrow. We've seen, I'm going to go back to the general here. We've seen we're at 60 listings, thank God. We've got 42 in escrow. It seems like, I mean, that is, is that a cool down? Wouldn't be crazy to think that there would be a little bit of a cool down, considering the hysteria that we've experienced for the last, 6 to 8 months. So it wouldn't be crazy to think we had a little slowdown. And we haven't seen any of the big ones, 7+ million. There's a lot of those. Let's take a look real quick just for fun. It's now 11:41, so we have a second. I'm going to just look at the sales. This is an interesting thing to look at here. Of the let me see. Just pay attention here. I'm going to put the list price of 7 million or more, active, pending, sold in the last, let's just say the last 12 months. Okay, so somebody calls you with a very expensive house. Oh, let's look at the expires while we're at it. And you're thinking, wow, this is going to be great. 28 listings. And of those, 4 sales. Think about that. 2 in escrow. But if you're listing something over $7 million, that is a very tough market. 4 sales in 12 months. One 7 million, 10 million, 8.8, and 11.4. So 2 $11.5 million sales, 1 $7 million sales, and 1 875. Meantime, we have roughly 13 cancellations, and we currently have 7. So if we've had 4 sales in a year, and all of these sales, I mean, most of them are 14 million, 12 million, 11, 15, 11. So we have a year and a half supply, if we look at it that way, which is, that's a tough market, clearly. You got to be pretty aggressive if you're a seller. It's got to be a really great thing. I'm going to bring up something that I heard yesterday from a Sherry Beanstalk email, and that is, and I'm going to brace you. I'm not sure if anybody here has heard this. I personally had not heard it, but apparently Tim Enright has passed away. Tim Enright is a big broker. Lived on Rossmore, and so that is really, really sad. He was a real oldie but goodie. Are you guys still with me?
Yeah. Good guy. Good guy.
He was an eccentric. He would drive around in his whatever it was, Rolls Royce or Bentley convertible,
and his entourage.
and his entourage, dressed to the nines with the cufflinks and the just a beautiful presentation of a of a gentleman. And I think he wanted to keep that secret or something. It just was not. I would have thought I would have heard that, but apparently it was at least a month ago. Has anybody heard anything?
No, only that he
No.
passed.
No.
So that's really sad. He had a beautiful house. Funny story. He had a beautiful house. He owns a house on Rossmore. I had the house across the street listed for lease. We leased it to a company because they offered the most. It was a bunch of young people who we used the house for office. And apparently they were having parties late at night, and they were having Uber and pizza delivery coming up to the house at 3 a.m. And he called me and he's like, "What's going on over there?" And they ended up, they ended up getting in a little bit of a tussle, and it kind of even went to court because there was a restraining order stuff going on, but he handled it like a gentleman. There wasn't much you could do. Fortunately, they moved out. These kids they ended up by mistake burning down the historic garage in the back of the house. Lesson learned: do not rent houses to companies. These houses cannot take the kind of wear and tear that these young internet and graphic design branding type influencer houses that are being rented. They do offer more, but you have to caution your seller, your owner, your landlord that it might not be worth the extra $2,000 a month, $24,000, because it costs our owner in the hundreds of thousands to repair the issues. So lesson learned. But he was just was a gentleman. I spoke with him in December about a listing I had. He got the entire scoop out of me, even though I didn't want to tell him, just because he was, he was just such a good guy. So rest in peace, Tim. You will not be forgotten. And that's it. That's what I've got for today. Anybody have any comments or questions?
Nope.
Thank you, Erik, for sharing.
Thank you, Erik.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Erik, for sharing.
Yeah. You're a wealth of knowledge.
Very, very
Well,
good.
All right. Well, have a wonderful day and kick some butt this week. Bring in some.
Yeah, thank you.
You too.
Uh,
Bye.
Bye.
Bye
Bye.
bye.
Bye.